Hey guys, welcome back to the Gray Print. I'm Sadie.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Rick.
Your boy O, Sprite is still in that mixture, but I ain't got my cup on me tonight, you know what I mean? But I'm here.
So it's not in that mixture.
Hush up. You guys always trying to crank my style. Hush up, both you guys.
All right, let's get to it.
All right, so guys, oftentimes you always hear the question, right? Or you always hear this cliche saying that goes, you know, the best ability is availability.
That's right.
With that being said, I got a question for y'all, right? Considering the best ability is availability, how available are you guys within your friendship? And is it important to be always available within your friendship groups?
Depending on like,
That's a good one.
yeah, like you mean like emotionally available, or like is this the friend that just like always wants to hang out? Like, you know,
I think
there's
Yeah,
levels
there's different
to this.
types of that.
I'm glad you said that because I believe there should be a heavy value placed on the emotional availability within a friend's group, right? But the physical availability.
I mean, if I'm being
How
honest,
important is
speaking
that?
for myself, like I'm super emotionally unavailable. Like you just like you gotta catch me at the right time. And I will say though, I definitely value like that friend that will check in and see like, do you have the mental capacity to like deal with what I need to vent about?
Right.
Like,
I love that you said that.
yeah, like I love that boundary, that respect.
Not that it's just
It
pouring
doesn't.
out.
Yeah, it doesn't always happen like that. It could-
Oozing
let's,
out.
Let's be real. Like this is life, and you know that's not always the case. But I'm not. I feel like I'm not that friend that's like super available. Like I just
Really? I think that's bullshit.
What?
Hold on.
You think I'm available?
Always.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Well,
Physically or
just-
emotionally? Because she's saying emotionally. Like she doesn't feel like she's always available.
I'm talking from an emotional fucking standpoint.
Really?
Oh no, I don't think emotionally. No.
Yeah? No, you don't think so?
Physically, yeah, because I feel like.
Oh, yeah, she's there.
Well, yeah, like.
I feel like not. I don't know. I don't feel like. Oh, I feel like if I have it in me and like that's what I'm going for. Like in that moment of time, like yeah, sure, I'll make the time to do something that I want to do.
Right.
But
But I feel like you can always tell when someone's busy or like, I mean, life happens. Like, you don't always have to be busy because I feel like there's times where I don't really speak to anyone, but not because I don't want to. It's just like I'm dealing with my own shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm not going to unpack that onto people because
don't
let's
like
be
that.
real, like, you know, are you in the mental capacity, like she said, to handle what I'm going to say?
You know what?
What?
I'm glad we brought this up.
No,
This is a
I'm
good
not
one.
because I'm not done.
Please. Please, God forbid.
Guys always do
God
this.
forbid.
Y'all always do this, man.
No.
But I feel you.
No, but it's like, I just feel, and I hate when people take it personal, like, oh, you know, are we
Yeah.
good? Like, we haven't spoken. Is everything okay? I am like the low maintenance friend. Like,
Yeah.
I could go months without talking to someone.
And pick up where you left off.
Yeah, we pick up where we left off because we're fucking adults. We're
Yeah.
busy. Life.
Life's happening fast. It's true.
Work, kids, life, everything.
Guys, you were right.
Yeah, well, my kids are in PR, so that's I don't have to worry about that. But as far as everything else, like, you know, I don't know if you remember this, bro, but I used to have a friend. I used to have a dear friend, you know, and I remember they said something that stuck with me. It hurt. It's not easy to hurt me. It's really not, with words at least. You know what I mean?
God.
Take someone that knows you.
Well,
to
you
really hit
you
below
really
the
gotta
belt.
matter.
Like, you gotta,
You
yeah,
really
you gotta
gotta
really
matter.
matter. I'm the
You know
same
what I
way.
mean? Like,
you gotta really matter.
Because you could. If I have that love for you, you definitely
Right.
could. With that being said, like I remember it's common knowledge within my friend groups that I'm a horrible texter. I really
you are.
horrendous.
Yeah.
Horrendous. It's not even anything that I try to push back. I own it. I
Yeah,
know.
you are.
You know what I mean? If you want to get in contact with me, your best shot, you call me. You know what I mean? With that being said, I had this particular friend, you were there for this, who used that, weaponized that as rationale for me being a bad friend because I was not good in that particular category.
Right.
I feel like I've definitely said that to you before.
Oh, you've definitely accused
so
me of being a
you've
bad
also
friend, but
weaponized.
not because of that.
But and in my defense, though, I feel like I was still like I wasn't privy to like the fact that you are that way. Like it took some like getting to know you more.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, to
I'll give
know
you
that
that.
like that's just like who like it's not
Right.
personal. This is like how
Like
you
you are like that to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
No special
I
treatment.
feel like I've definitely like you like texted you something or sent you like a meme and you disregard it and I'm like, yo, you're such a shitty
a
friend.
shitty friend.
No,
yeah.
for real. I've
Nah.
called you. I'm like, yo, I swear to God, if you make this look like I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, but then I'll call you and like even
Yeah.
if you don't answer, you'll still get back to me in like a timely.
Yeah, and then we have a
manner, so-
fucking 3-hour conversation. It's like, is he
Listen.
really a shitty friend? Because he's just heard me out for
But
3
that's what I
hours.
said. Like I feel like it
Yeah.
took some time to get to
Right.
know that about you.
So yeah, with that,
she weaponized that.
having that in mind, like this particular person, like, you know, said that, and like, I'm like, well, damn, you know what I mean? Like, I would like to think that that's completely false. Like, I'm the type of friend that. So I'll tell you the type of friend I think I am. I won't, you know, I don't know how others look at me, but I think I'm the type of friend that, yeah, I'm not a good reacher outer. You know what I mean? Like, if you're looking for
Yeah.
me to reach out, I'll be honest, I'm not. It's part of it's kind of, you know, the speed of my life. You know what I mean?
I get that.
And
Yeah.
it's just I'm so focused on trying to keep up and catch up and like, I mean that yeah, I could do better at that, but I've kind of fall short in that category. But I'd like to think that I'm the type of friend that when you call me or when you let it be known, you know, I need you.
Yeah.
I need you. I come up to bat. I come up to bat and I come through.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I mean, and that's the type of friend you need somebody for whatever it is, emotional. If it's something that, you know,
I feel like I'm more emotionally available than like physically available for my friends because one, my schedule with work. Two, I don't always have a babysitter. So that's like the main thing.
yeah, I think you're very emotionally available with
Yeah,
your
because
friends.
I feel like you call me, you text me, I'm there. I may
Yeah.
not be able to physically like be next to you and be like they're there, but like I'll sit there on the phone with you, you know.
I feel like the difference with me is that I don't feel like I like to share very often what's like in depth, what's bothering me, what's going on in my life, like everything that I'm going through. Like I very often will keep it to myself. Like, and there are few people that I do feel like will give me the time to like let me vent or hear me out or give me good advice and, you know, like actually like people who are good to talk to. So I feel like more often than not, like I'm not trying to burden anybody with like, and especially I do feel like if you don't have the time to be a friend in a way that's not always like, I'm only hitting you up because I need to vent. I need to talk shit. Like if you don't have it in you to like also hit someone up to see how they're doing or just to tell them some good news or whatever, and you're only hitting them up because you see that person as somebody who's willing to lend an ear, I feel like that's also really fucked up.
Selfish.
And
yeah.
sometimes like your friend won't see that, you know, and especially I don't know. So I just feel
I pay attention to that so much.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
like
agree.
I pay
so
attention to that.
in that sense, like I don't feel like
So you come to me just to bitch when you're fucking like, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? It's
yeah,
like,
like it's not like you want to share good
You
news
need a Build-A-Bear.
or whatever.
You need a
Yeah,
You don't
Build-A-Bear.
want
like
to say like, oh hey, how are you? What's new? It's
get yourself
like,
a Build-A-Bear.
exactly, and it's
I-
like one of those
can't.
where like I'll see a certain friend or someone call, and I'm like, yo, that is like 2 hours of my life that's gonna be right there, and it's gonna be like
that's how Ricky
draining.
feels when I call him.
Well,
But me and him will go back and forth about like politics and
Yeah.
shit. Like,
like
No, but it like,
there's
like what you
times where
said
I know
before,
I
someone's
can't do this right
venting.
now. I have
Yeah.
shit to do.
like he won't answer. Be like, Amanda, I'm gonna just call you back later. I'll just call
Yeah,
you back.
like the few and far between. Like it's like a fucking 8-minute conversation had. You know what
And
I
then
mean?
and then it's
Like-
always like, this is good. We did really good on time today.
I do. I make the point. I'm like, holy shit, that was only fucking 28 minutes. What the fuck?
We mashed all
Like-
of that into under an hour.
But yeah, like I'm very my time. It's very. I don't have a lot to give. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, so I'm very selective. You know, like, but I feel like I prioritize it when it's important.
Right.
I mean, so for example, if I know that like, you know, I don't know, my friend's really, really down, like
Yeah.
in a bad place, you know what I mean? And they come to me, yo, can we like go? I'll make the time. I'll
Yeah.
find the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I mean, it
Even if it
depending on
kills
like
me.
how bad
but
of a spot or like how bad they are. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Here's
a
my
decent
problem.
friend would.
Here's my problem. Here's my problem with this. Okay. I don't like the friends that make you feel guilty or bad
not
or like a
putting
piece
their
of shit
time.
for, oh, you never reach out, you never, you know what I mean? Or,
feel like I
or
haven't-
because I know that you're going through something
Yeah.
and I'm not checking up on you every single
Yeah.
day. Like if you do that, great.
Right.
Great. And pat yourself on the back.
Right.
But quite frankly, I don't think that makes you any better of a friend than me. It doesn't mean that
doesn't.
I'm not thinking about you. It doesn't mean I'm not
Right.
like, you know what I mean?
But at the same time, I feel like that also falls in line with like, and I feel like I've said this before on a different episode because like I very much believe like treat people how you want to be treated, right? But at the same time, you shouldn't walk around expecting that everyone is gonna treat you the way that you treat them. You shouldn't be doing things out of like in hopes that they are going to reciprocate like that energy is going to be returned towards you. You're supposed to do things because it's the right thing to do, not because you're looking for something in return. But with that being said, I feel like when you're looking at your friendships, there is something still to be said with like treating people accordingly. Like if you know that you will give the shirt off your back, but you're investing all this time into a person that like don't have your back like that. Like you need to take it upon yourself to like not lend so much of yourself to that person. Like not because like, oh, well, I'm not getting anything in return, but it's like, it's a give and take in any and every relationship, there's a give and take, and we'd be bullshitting if we denied that. So I feel like when it comes to when people are treating you a certain way, like, or people are telling you who they are, believe them. Like, take it for what it is and move on. Like,
no, I think yes and no, because I feel like that person could also be going through something at the same time, and
That's
just
my
because
thing.
they're not giving you the energy that they normally would, it's not about treating them accordingly. It's like, you know what? Let me take into consideration. Maybe they're going through shit too.
You know who gets fucked? You know who always gets fucked?
Who?
The strong friends.
Yes.
The strong friends that like,
What does that mean?
the ones that they can handle it. They're mentally tough. They're, you know what I mean?
They push
or,
it through.
Or they're not
Yeah.
sensitive. Or the strong friends always get fucked. Or at least in my experience.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, what do you mean? Like that they're not.
As far as like, it's never like, damn, maybe Rick's going through some shit right now.
Yeah.
No,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
for
It's not that.
But
You know,
that's when I
it's-
feel like, but if the person isn't like coming to you, like you shouldn't be taking that personally. Like if you are like, if you're going through something, but
Yeah,
like
when
you're kind of like retreating to a corner, you don't want to
Yeah.
be bothered. Like you're not sharing with the group. You're not coming to any. You can only help someone that wants to be helped.
No, but
Like so, if you're retreating.
But
I'm not gonna look at you like, oh, he must not think I'm worthy, like I'm a worthy enough friend. Where like he must not want to come to me. For
well, the
advice.
situation
like,
I'm
not gonna
pitching
take
is
it
like,
personally.
let's say you're going through something,
Right.
And you're looking at me like, damn, like, like Rick's not even gonna like, see if I'm okay. Look out, like it's just in your head, like, damn, he's not looking out for me. He's not seeing it. Yo, what if he's going through some shit? Did it ever dawn on you that your strong friend may be going through some shit themselves? Like,
Right.
So what would you like? How would you prefer for like a situation like that to play out?
well, where it's like
I feel like the communication has to be there. It's like, yo, listen, I get that you're going through something. I want to be there for you as much as I can, but mentally, I'm not there for myself right now. You know what I mean?
Oh, you think it's incumbent? Like, it's like, so let's
Something that should be spoken
let's
about.
it
put
should be spoken, because a lot of times things get taken personally.
I think the one that's offended. I think the obligation is usually on the one that's offended.
Exactly, yes.
And you have to go ahead, and I feel like oftentimes it's like, damn, like, I just feel some type of way because you haven't been, as opposed to, hey, is everything all right with you? You know what I mean? It never starts like that.
It doesn't.
Once again.
Because the person that's, I guess, looking for that friend to be like, hey, like they haven't checked in with me and I'm always there for them or whatever. It's, you don't think, okay, they're probably going through some shit. Some
That's what I'm
heavy
saying.
shit. And even just recently, damn, I'm like so in the loop, out of the loop. Like I don't know these rappers or whatever, but the girlfriend of some rapper, she committed suicide. and sent like this heavy fucking
300 breezy.
Yes,
Yeah.
him.
600. I'm
600.
sorry.
What did you say? 3?
3. Yeah.
Nah, but like she sent this very
lost.
heavy text message.
I couldn't
and-
read it.
No,
could
I
not.
read it and I was crying because you know what? Like, mental health is not prioritized enough. It's not spoken
That's
enough.
so
Like,
true.
you know, it's fucking heavy. And they say, oh, check on your strong friends. Yeah, check on them until you don't even see the signs that they're withdrawing from being themselves. And at the same time, like, by the time you check in, it's already too late.
Can I make this point real quick? Like, because this is usually my issue with, and this was my issue in the going back to what I was initially saying with that friend.
Yeah.
That was like, yeah, because I'm not a good texter and I don't answer them. I'm a bad friend. It's like, damn. And I'm not the type of friend. Anyone who knows me, I am not the type of friend to sit here and throw in your face the shit that I've done for you. I
Exactly,
am
no.
not that guy. I've never been that guy.
Right.
You won't never hear it.
And at the same,
But-
I feel like I could relate to that in a sense of like, I won't even remember everything I've done for you because I'm not keeping score. If I do something for you, it's because I love you as a friend, and that's out of my own heart.
And so keeping that in mind, like my whole thing is like when you say things like that, it's like you almost like make me have to, whoa, hold up. Like, do you have a short-term memory?
Right.
Like you don't remember when I was there for boom, 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 boom.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's my problem. Friends like that often require constant reassurance.
Yeah.
And that's annoying. That's annoying because I don't like that even in a relationship.
God.
I don't like that in an intimate relationship. Okay? So if I have to do that with my friend, if I have to constantly reassure you that I am your friend, I love you, and at the end of the day, I'm here for you, just because you don't see me for a while or you're not hearing from me, that's fucking annoying. And to me, it's
Yeah.
childish.
And
It's
then-
childish. We're all fucking adults.
Yeah.
We all have, and you have to consider, everyone has it a little bit harder than the next.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So everyone
it's
has a little bit more
scheduling,
time than the next.
financially,
That
there's
stuff
so much
matters.
shit.
So you have more time than me. That
Right.
matters. That
Exactly.
matters. You have to factor that in. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
can't
the-
just
the
you
timing
can't just
and-
be ignorant and play bliss
Yeah.
to those type of scenarios.
Yeah, because it's
Like-
also not only the timing, because you may not be physically available to like meet up and whatever, but
Yo, I'm
financially.
shot. Let's
no,
say-
no, even financially, it's like,
Financially,
yo,
Yeah.
yup.
I can't do this because I got to pay off this, and that. Like,
You don't know
sure.
what's
Exactly.
going on in my house. You don't know what's
Right.
going on. You don't
Say
like,
that again.
Like it's I don't know.
but I feel
that's-
like that has to be spoken. Like, if there's like a shift, no. If there's a shift in energy and things haven't been addressed, it's like, all right.
Well, yeah,
like,
if there's a shift in, but my thing is like,
Yeah, for sure. But I,
don't
feel
know.
like if it's not being addressed at the same time, it's like, how much is this friendship like actually worth? You
I'm
know?
not dating you. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, like,
What do you mean?
like-
I feel like low key, like, if anything, I hold my friendships up to a higher standard than like someone I'm dating. Not like you should. I feel like those type
You
of
feel like you should?
but
like,
but
that-
there's
that type
but
of
there's
bond
there should be
is-
There's
boundaries
boundaries.
in a friendship.
Oh, of course.
You know what I
I
mean?
like my like strongest, my longest friendships are unfortunately for me, but like my really close friendships are with people that like don't live near me anymore, that are like in different states and shit. So especially when you factor in that type of distance, like you guys are on 2 different time frames, like you have to be considerate to the fact that like you're leading different lives. Like you have to be respectful to the fact that they don't have the same time as you, So my bringing up, having friends that are in different states, we can go months without speaking, but we will make a point of catching up every like 2, 3, maybe 4 months, 6 months even. And like those will be really long freaking FaceTimes just to like get all up to speed. We try
Yeah.
not to like go too long without speaking to each other, because trying to update someone on like that much
Everything,
that
yeah.
that a
a lot.
person's life can go through in a matter of 2 to 6 months or whatever. But there's this level of understanding that like there's no hard feelings, there's no ill will, we're just living like
yeah.
I just never, like I was saying earlier, like feeling as if I'm constantly fighting for my position as your friend. you know,
Oh, absolutely.
where's
That's fucking exhausting.
Where it's a situation where it's like, what have you done for me lately? You know what I mean? I think that's kind of a weird way to look at friendship.
I feel like you shouldn't look at a friendship like that. That's weird.
But
what have you done for me?
What have you done for?
That's
what have you
weird.
done for me? It could be, hey, where were you when you knew that, like, you know, I don't know, like, you know, my boyfriend broke up with me. You know what I mean? Or my mother was sick. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, I understand, like, those are horrible things, like. You know what I mean? But
nah, I feel like no. There's certain things where, like, if you call that person a friend, like, the people who like they're gonna
let me
show
finish
up
my
for
point.
you,
But let me
like-
finish my point. But when I say show up for you, I mean, like, I can't stay there and count. Like, you're not. I cannot constantly.
No, but that's different though, because that should be understood within the friendship. Like, I know that you have to be at work or whatever.
But, okay.
There's levels to it. It doesn't have to be like, oh, cuddle me, hold me close. But like, if you're even in like the harshest time, like you said, like you just said, that if a friend hits you up and it's like, yo, I really need you, like, this is like, you will show up for that person. So I would like to think that in a moment that's the word, you know, your friend's really fucking going through it, like there is no, but
my whole thing is,
like, it's a
maybe
once
my
in a-
show up is different from your show up.
Yeah.
Where your show up is
yeah,
like,
but if
where-
your
hold
show
up.
up is non-existent, then what
we're-
are we talking about?
Well, if my show up is non-existent completely, then okay.
Then you
know what
gotta
I mean?
treat that friendship
The-
accordingly. There's
Listen,
no ill will.
I like
There's-
to think,
it's just, you
for
know.
me personally, I like to. It's all about intent, right? So if you're telling me that this friend has always been there for you in this particular time, they're not. Maybe that friend is going through something themselves.
Yeah, but at what point do
okay?
you hold people accountable? Like at what point do we start to talk
you
about
hold
accountability?
you hold the people accountable when they start showing you patterns, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
When there's
Absolutely.
patterns. But if this is a rare sighting, maybe something's going on.
Right.
So before you think
sure.
about yourself and only your situation, think about, and I'm not talking, like, I feel like you're
Like,
looking
I'm-
at,
like, what the
but I'm
fuck did
saying
I do
before you think about yourself and your situation, because I know it's, you know, that's where the first place you go.
Yeah.
Me. Yeah. Try to look at it outside, you know, oh, this is different. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's hard when
But
we're
I
in
feel
those
like
scenarios.
that literally can go either way.
I'll give you-
because if both of you are going through something, so you should be understanding that your friend is also going through something, and that's why maybe they can't be there for you. Like, why doesn't that same way of thinking apply for them? Why is it not? It is literally like, it can very well, you can flip that on the other side easily. Even though you're going through something, like, why aren't you considering the fact that, like, I am?
Well,
Like,
once again,
the same way I'm supposed to consider you.
I wanna
But I feel like
I wanna
it's
put
also-
this in its.
It's also the showing up. Like, what you consider as showing up and what I consider as showing up, let's put it out there that it's different.
Thank you.
You know,
that I'm
and it shouldn't
really
be-
trying to latch onto that.
It shouldn't be taken personal if I'm not showing up in the way that you want me to.
You want it.
Exactly.
That's right. This is the way I show up.
right.
Okay, so wait, let's crack this open. So how do you guys show up?
Well,
Well-
I specifically said my physical availability.
First off,
Not
let's
there.
start with when I can.
No, okay, so
When
but
I
I'm
can.
not saying like in ways that you can't. I'm asking you, how do you, when you feel like maybe you can't entirely, if like what you're saying, like you don't have
Emotionally,
you don't have
I'm there. You call me, text me, I'm there.
That's
call me, beat me
that-
if you want to reach me.
Literally,
that-
literally.
that's
Because how
me.
many people,
Yeah.
you know, if you call them and you're really in a time of need, you get a voicemail.
can I
or,
share something
hey,
with y'all?
No, because I'm not done. You either get a voicemail, it's, oh, can I
She
call
gotta
you
stop
later?
doing
Or but that's what I'm saying. 10 out of 10, I always pick up for everybody. If I'm not, it's because literally I'm either sleeping, working, or I'm not in the mood, but I will get back to somebody.
okay. I'd like to
Or
share
you're not
something.
in the mood.
I'm not, no, but like in the mood of like, I won't even be near my phone.
Yeah, so pretty much we pose this topic matter off the strength of you know, the best abilities availability. And what I take from that is the most available part that I would need or that's important to me in a friendship is the emotionally available part, not so much the physical, as opposed to, you know what I mean, someone that deems the physical over the emotional. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's the emotional because I need the empathy of, if I'm going to vent to you, Are you gonna hear me out? Can you, you know, relay back what I'm saying to you? Can you receive what I'm saying to you and
Right.
spit back to me? You know what I'm saying? From a place of like, you know, you've been there, done that, you know what I'm saying? Or even if you haven't, even if you can't walk a mile in my shoe, is there any sympathy for what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that even goes back to Amanda's point when she's saying, you know, she speaks on the capacity and, you know, if you're in that headspace to lend,
Yeah.
to give,
That's
maybe
so
you're just not.
important, too.
You know what I'm saying? And if you're not, I much rather know.
Yeah.
But the way how I would know is by feeling that conversation out. By, you know, hey Sadie, how you doing? How you doing today? What you got going on? Oh, I'm running around, Ellie. All right, cool. She don't got the time. You know what I'm saying?
then
I will
Like-
literally ask. I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
like, I
how
want to
you-
talk
like,
about this
I
and that.
test
Like,
your
what are you up
temperature.
to? Like, are you
Yeah,
busy?
yeah.
And
Right.
and I feel like it's that easy. It's
Yeah,
just like,
Right.
oh yeah,
so
go ahead.
easy.
Like
Right.
I got 5 minutes.
I'll
Yeah.
hit
You know?
break up like, yo, I just crawled out of bed, bro. You know, I had a long day yesterday.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm trying to unwind. All right, bro. I'll hit you later on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll feel that out. I always
Yeah.
ask, how are you doing? How you feeling? What
Yep.
you up to?
Right.
Where you're at? These
Yeah.
questions lead me into like, all right, boom. There's a segue for that kind of
I
event.
kind of
you know what I mean?
I take the
It's
more
awareness.
direct
It's
approach.
just fucking awareness, man.
No, I
Yeah,
take
you
the
should
direct
have it.
approach.
Not
I'm
everyone
like,
has it.
hey,
They don't.
you know, I've been kind of dealing with something. Like, do you have time to talk or what? Like, cause I get to it.
That's one
I'm not
way of
gonna
doing
like
it.
dance around and be like, hey, how are
Yeah,
you?
that's one way
'Cause
of
I'm
doing
like,
it.
Chances are, if you're someone I deem my friend, we'll talk on a regular.
Right.
But
right,
like to
right.
really have that deep conversation where it's like, yo,
Right.
like I gotta catch you up to speed on
Right.
what I'm dealing with. Like, do you have the time? Like, are you?
Right. I feel that.
I'll be straight up.
Listen,
and
I'm-
ask.
let's get really real with it. There was a time that Sadie and I
Oh yeah, we were
had a
not
falling out
speaking.
because Sadie was butthurt that I wasn't,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
Well, she's
but
probably
let's get
grown from
there.
that space since then. She's
What?
probably grown from
No,
that
I'm
space
sure,
since
but
then.
Yeah.
what I'm saying, like this, you know, these things, like, I mean, it was like a while. You know what I mean? It was just because, like,
It was July 23rd on.
yeah, no, she would have it, Mark. Yep.
No, okay, so to speak on that, I was super fragile. I had just had my daughter. I was going through
Postpartum. maybe.
postpartum depression. That shit is fucking real. Like
Yeah.
And just
I was-
not to interrupt you, but these things, like for me,
Yeah.
why I never took it personal was like, fuck Sadie. I figured like, yo, you know what? She going through a whole shit. When if
Yeah.
the relationship's that real, it will
Come back full
it
circle.
will
Yeah,
mend.
absolutely.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
and then not even that, because I feel like I look at it as of all my friends. Well, no, I wasn't the first one to have a kid. I was the second one. But like being
there's no prizes for that.
So she said
Damn it.
top five.
she beat me.
Oh, weak.
No, but it's like, all right, I was young, had my daughter. I took into consideration my life is different
From
my
everyone
friends.
else's. Right.
But like
Maybe
I was still.
Did you thought you lost any cool points? Like you weren't as more
No,
desirable in the friendship? Like
Well,
say,
or-
let's hang out, let's kick it.
or-
Or I can't. I gotta watch my baby. Like, you know what I mean? Like
No, not even that, because I feel like I was still no.
Can I be real with you? I
No.
felt that and tell me if this is true or not. I thought that at the time you just felt as if like, put this the proper way. I felt as if you felt forgotten. You know what
No,
I
I
mean?
just said that.
Or
Okay, no.
as not
First
being
of all,
as
let's
desirable.
be clear.
In, like you
No
know what I
one
mean? Like
forgets me.
well,
Number two.
no,
well,
like
in terms
like
of
left
your
behind.
cool.
let me
like,
put it in a better,
No.
like I felt like you felt like forgotten, or also like like damn, like you know my life just changed drastically. I have a whole kid. Like
Right.
Yeah.
if you're not pulling up on me, like
No. I never felt that. What I felt was because at the time there were certain individuals that I was not seeing eye to eye with that were more closer to you. It felt like
You felt like you got bad mouth or scapegoated.
yeah, it was like an op.
Oh,
Not
so
you
I-
weren't an
so
op.
you're
but
telling
like,
me I got caught in between?
yeah.
You a whole bird head. You know what? Take everything I
What?
said
I
back.
feel like hold on, because like I want to make this clear so I'm not sitting here like nodding along and like because
We'll cut that out.
I'm a grudge holder, and like what I said before, like when it talks about, and I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like, oh yeah, like, and I'm so fucking
Call
proud
that
of it.
chick
Like
the
it's not,
grudge.
it's
She
not a
made a
good
point
thing.
alluding to that.
It's not what? What did you guys say?
No, I'm agreeing. I'm saying I know where you're about to go with it. Not the specific story, but why you grudge hold, because you made a point, like alluding to that earlier in terms of like what makes whatever you're going through
Yeah.
much more important than what I'm
Right.
going through, and like
Yeah.
why don't you?
So I
same
feel
way
like-
it's been coming up on me to kind of yo, you good? I need that too for me.
And in
you
a
know what
way-
I'm saying? And I respect that.
And when I
respect that
brought
stance.
up like, you shouldn't do things with the expectation of like people returning that same energy.
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to be this like holier than thou, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the way everyone should live, and we should all be understanding because we're human, and that's really fucking hard.
Right.
Because I mean, speaking for myself, like I know Ricky knows this because he's given me a lot of shit for the fact that like I am the type of person that has put a lot of expectation on people.
That's how you treat yourself in life.
And that's it's a really sad way to live, like you're constantly setting yourself up for disappointment. Like you should just appreciate when people are there for you. But
Hits so much hard. You really.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But with that being said, like I will admit I'm still very much a grudge holder, as much as I can try to work on that and just, be aware of it. But I do feel like even with your friends, your family, like everyone needs to be held accountable. And I'm not saying it in a way that
Understand
needs
that.
to be malicious and like I don't fucking like you anymore. But at the same time, like if I don't feel like I'm saying you shouldn't look at people and hope that they're going to return your same energy. I feel like if you're not doing that though, I'm not going to look at you with hatred, but I am going to move accordingly because I feel like my time is an investment.
I'll say,
and
like-
I feel like if at the same time I can't rely on you to be there for me when I need it, then it's like how much value am I really putting on this friendship?
Let me put it like
Like,
this real quick.
If
right?
I don't feel like I can depend on you when it really matters and like you won't understand that, then it's like I'm gonna just look at this differently. You
as
know?
much as I appreciate things coming from a place of context, I also appreciate things coming from a place of conviction. You know what I'm saying? Which
I
goes
know
back to
you
Rick's
too.
point in terms of intent. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And also-
Don't do it because it's the right thing to do. Do it because it hit home for you and it's like, yo, I haven't heard from him. You know what I'm saying? Yo, bro, I haven't heard from you. Like, yo, you good?
But yeah,
like,
I
yo,
feel like
you,
if
you
the
know what I mean?
friendship
Like,
matters to you, like you're gonna.
but
say
there are
something.
some people like, yo, that's I'm supposed to.
What
Maybe
do
I'm
you
not in
mean?
the place
What do you
to
mean?
supposed
Say
to
you're supposed to what?
reach out, check in.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe I got my own shit going on
Right.
where I can't get to that I'm supposed to part of
Oh,
the
for
friendship.
sure.
Which
You
goes
know what I'm saying?
back to
Now, if you're convicted and I'm sitting on, your memory, I'm in your memory vault, and by some chance I cross your mind, like, yo, damn, he hasn't been around. I haven't heard from him. I haven't. Yo, how are you doing, bro? How you feeling? How you coping? Like, yo, everything all right with you, bro? Like, just want to check in.
Right.
I respect that way much more. There was a friend. I'm going through some things right now. There's a friend that reached out to me like, yo, bro, you know what I mean? Just want to make sure you're good. It was all over 30. No, it wasn't one of those. It wasn't,
Oh, no.
mi corazón. No, it wasn't one of those. Because it was like, dude reached out. And it was like, he reached out and it came from a place of like, it was the right thing to do.
Right.
I can feel that.
yeah.
You feel me? Now, when you reach out from a place of conviction, like, yo, I just want to make sure you're good. You know what I mean? Because like,
I don't.
it's like
But
I
I
can
I'm
gauge
not sure if
energy,
I'm
so I
seeing
can
the
tell when you're
difference.
reaching
No,
out.
I
honestly.
feel like even
Oh,
if
there's the difference.
no.
There's
I
a
mean, like,
big difference.
what do you
But
mean?
I feel like
There,
there's like serious consideration still going into the fact that they're taking time out to check on you, even if it is
It
because
didn't-
they feel that
but-
it
that's
didn't
the
mean I
right
didn't
thing to
think
do.
you're
right,
Hold on,
but
can
it
I-
didn't mean I didn't respect
But wait,
it.
hold
Oh,
on.
I think
Wait,
the
wait,
word
wait,
here-
wait, wait.
I digested it differently.
I think the word. I think
you know what I mean?
As you have every right to.
some.
Yeah.
You're
some-
gonna treat that person accordingly.
There are some friends.
Not quite, but I can respect your
But
stance.
that's
Doesn't mean
where
I
it gets
agree.
taken personal.
I-
I feel like no. I feel like if you feel the need, if you feel the need to treat someone accordingly because they didn't show up in the way you wanted them to,
Right.
that's kind of fucked up because it's like
Right.
you're not taking into consideration. You know
I'll
what?
say it like this, Sadie.
No, you
For me, it's like because I've taken so many L's in terms of
right.
family and friends and
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like literally passed on and like you know what I mean, whatever. I know what it's like to come from a place of conviction. Like, yo, bro, I understand this loss. I probably have a story that fits that loss. Crazy enough.
But can we
Not
normalize?
that I want it to
can
be.
we normalize? Like, let's say if you're going through something and I didn't show up for you the
Mm-hmm.
way you expected me to, or the way I normally would. Could we normalize? Like, yo, I kind of feel some type of way because A, B, C, D. Before you feel the need to treat someone accordingly, why don't you
Yes.
address how you're
Yes.
feeling
Yes,
before
and yes,
the
and
need to be
yes.
like, bye.
Well, my whole thing is that I feel like if depending on like the relationship that we're talking about, if there's so much value in this relationship.
And it should be spoken about first.
I feel like, yeah, but if you know that your friend is going through something and you know just as well, like, you know, you're going to know this about yourself. You know that you are not emotionally available at that time. And you know that like your friend that you care about is going through something. And maybe you're not you're not there for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't think there's anything to be said about that? Like, you don't think that as your friend, you can say like, hey, I know you're going through this and I don't want you to feel like I'm not thinking about you or whatever. Like, if that friendship matters to you and you feel like there's some tension or whatever, if there's real like value in that friendship, but nothing is being addressed, and especially if you know damn well that your friend is upset with you or whatever, like, then what are we talking about?
I agree.
Like,
I feel
what
like,
are we talking?
I feel like
if it doesn't matter enough for you to bring up, like, why do I have to address it?
Yes,
like,
I
that's why
understand.
I'm gonna treat you accordingly. Like,
yes, I understand that,
yeah,
but
like,
then
if you don't
there's
care
no.
to
It's a
address
no
it-
for me because there's no expectation attached.
But like
to
I
it.
said, like,
Right.
I'm a grudge holder,
it's
man.
the
Like, I'm not
it's-
sitting here like the three of y'all.
I
Like,
respect this shit though. I dead do.
It's the
I dead do.
expectation that at the end of the day.
I mean, but
that's
I
what
already,
I can't.
I'm not sitting here hiding behind anything. I told you, like,
No, I know.
I
I'm
got
saying
it.
as
Like,
far as for me, that's
respect
the
it.
part that I can't.
Because I feel
I
like
could try to
even-
work on
Co-sign
that,
on.
but it is what it is.
Nah,
I
that's
feel like
you.
even with me and
if that's
Ricky-
how you are, that's how you are.
Yeah, I feel like
Well, I don't know if it's
She
like-
needs that for her relationship.
What?
For her friendships.
It's my love language.
She needs reciprocity. That's what she
Yeah.
needs. Reciprocity. You know what I'm saying?
Acknowledgement, accountability.
Right.
I love it.
reassurance.
Me, I don't.
Not so much reassurance, because you're not like, I don't need you there to survive.
I have
but
to-
I
I
feel
have to
like
reassure that
if
I'm a good
our
friend to you.
If you want, no, because I'm not expecting anything of you, but at the same time, like, don't expect that you're gonna act any sort of way, and
I get
our
what you're saying,
friendship
Tom.
is gonna remain untainted. You
Right.
will be treated. You will be held accountable for the way you want to walk around.
you should.
Like,
You-
you want to walk around and act like a certain way, but then you want to be mad at how people are handling their feelings. Like, I think that's bullshit.
all right. So as we're wrapping this up, me and Ricky hate each other. No, I'm kidding.
I'm dead.
How do we mend that? I feel like we just spoke about it and then we were cool ever
I
since.
said, stop being a bitch. Honestly, just
Did
stop.
you say that?
Yes,
I think
I
you
think
did.
that was verbatim, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly.
I-
And you were like, you know what? I should probably stop. And
Did I say
I feel
that?
like when people show you who they are, believe them.
No, I don't believe
well,
Maya
she showed me
Angelou.
she was an asshole, and
I
I
feel
didn't
like
believe
this
you. I
is-
believed a little bit.
I'm sorry, this is so crazy. This is so
You're done. You're done. You're done. You
No,
get it. You hold grudges.
No.
We-
Yeah.
I mean, I don't give a shit. Like,
well-
I'm living on cloud 9.
Wait, how do
Like,
you not give a shit and then hold a grudge?
Because at the end of the day, I'm looking out for number one. Like,
I understand where she's going from.
yeah,
I guess.
like,
Well, then I guess we.
nobody's gonna care about me the way I care about me.
Well, don't you ever forget that.
I will never.
And with that, we
Never.
close out tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye.
All right.
Make sure to check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
Instagram,
YouTube, Instagram. Yeah, all the.
SoundCloud, all of
The
that.
gangway.
Everywhere you
all the
see
good
your
stuff.
podcast. Catch us next week. Bye.
Later, guys.
Bye, guys.